Hi, this is Hina Akram from University of the Punjab, Pakistan. Firstly, I would say thanks to CIRS committee for giving us opportunity to present our work. I am presenting my work in with my co-investigators are Professor Sajid R. Ahmed from University of the Punjab, Pakistan and Dr. Talib Ebert from Northumbria University, Newcastle, UK. The topic of our presentation is transport and waste, killing two birds with one stone, the sustainable energy. Background. As anthropogenic activities have always been at the top of the tiers among the factors influencing the environment of our planet, so such two anthropogenic aspects are transport and waste. In transport, energy consumption has been rapidly growing, and it is estimated that this consumption would increase nearly by 40% between 2018 and 2050. On the other side, waste is continuously on rise, and it is predicted to increase by almost 60% of 2018 by 2050, that is 2.2 billion tons, as the areas are becoming more industrialized and urbanized. Sustainable development goals, climate change, carbon tax, carbon neutral agenda and legislations are focusing on shifting the nature of the fuel consumed for energy purpose, and therefore heavy fuel oil should be phased out with low carbon fuels. Transport energy consumption. The figure shows the energy consumption by different sectors. As you can see that the second largest user of energy is transport sector. Moreover, it is consuming more than 1/4 of the global energy. Transport energy sources. This is the figure about global transportation sector delivered energy consumption by energy sources between 2010 and 2014. And as you can see, it is shown that majority of the transport's power is met by these unsustainable compounds and is set to increase by 30 British thermal units between 2020 and 2040. Here you can see the difference of 30 British thermal units. This is 2020 and 2040, and here is the different slice. Solid waste production and management. This is the figure about the regional waste generation, and you can see that most of the waste is being generated by Central Asia, South and East Asia, Europe and Pacific regions. Here you can see their values. Waste footprint for 2016 were generated 2.01 billion tons of solid waste, amounting to a footprint of 0.074 kilogram per person per day. Here is the rate of waste increase. The 1.3 billion tons of waste produced per year is continue to rise with the increase of global population. In low-income countries, 90% of the waste disposal is unregulated, openly dumped or openly burnt, and such practices create serious health, safety and environmental consequences. Solid waste energy. Here is the typical incinerator. You can see the incinerators can reduce mass of the solid waste by 80 to 85%, volume of the solid waste by 95 to 96%, and yet recover energy from the waste as well. Net calorific value of typical solid waste ranges from 4 to 35 megajoules per kilogram. Well, this is the schematic of solid waste incineration. Here is the bunker, waste is dumped over there. Firing rate, incineration happens here. The boiler, water boils over there, and then steam enters into turbo alternators and then transfer into another chamber and then convert into electrical energy. At the bottom you can see ashes and metals, the byproducts of incineration. We will discuss their fate later in the presentation. This is the separation particle chamber, and then separation of gases and vapors happens over there, and then they find their way out of the stack. Problematization and knowledge gap. As we have seen, transport sector consumes energy. Waste can yield energy if incinerated. The common denominator between the two, the energy. So the idea of tying the two sectors, transport and waste, together via the thread of energy seeks attention. So the point is, can something be done here? Here is the aim. Our aim is the coupling of the two sectors, transport and waste, the two birds with energy, the one stone, thus killing two birds, transport and waste, with the one stone. Objectives. The aforesaid aim has been achieved by the following objectives. Firstly, establish or outline the potential of combining the three sectors, that are waste, energy and transport. Then create an account of advantages and challenges of the combination. Further, investigate the combination via the lenses of sustainability, sustainable development goals and climate change. The innovative idea: waste incineration, energy as an output, energy as an input in transport sector. You can see one sector can yield energy, that is the waste, and other sector needs energy, that is transport. So we can put these two sectors together into a relationship via output and input of energy. Transport. Switching to renewable energy system. There are three modes of transportation: air or terrestrial transportation, land or aviation, water or maritime transportation. Waste to energy technology can be applied by onboard incineration. So the practical feasibility is that the gigantic waste incinerator can be well accommodated on maritime vessels deck, as they are huge in size. That is, the maritime transportation is the focus of this study. The maritime transport, onboard incineration more feasible in maritime, and that incineration can power maritime vessels to propel the vessels and to power onboard built environment. At the same time, we can replace fossil fuel by waste to energy. Waste, energy, transport, wet nexus. You can see three sectors are interrelated with each other. Here you can see they are overlapping with each other in a way that energy released from the waste is entering into the transport sector. Here, this is the space and area where three of the sectors are merging. So the purpose of our study is to establish that nexus, that wet nexus, to attain the sustainability in three sectors. Challenges and future research areas. We can see net calorific value of solid waste varies from 4 to 35 megajoules per kilogram. So there is a need to hybridize this waste to energy technology with others like wind, solar, and we must have some backup of fossil fuel just to ensure the continuity of the travel. We may replace fossil fuel engines by waste incineration engines. Infrastructure implications. There are some areas where further research can be done in order to figure out the possibility of this nexus, like onboard and offboard waste storage, waste collection, waste contamination, waste segregation in terms of good calorific value, transfer stations at harbors, waste odor control, boarding waste on maritime vessels, for example moving grade design to transport the waste to their destinations, etc. In economic feasibility, we can develop numerical estimation models, for example to establish the potential of this nexus at local, national, international level. Environmental implications include we can use carbon reduction technologies like carbon capture and storage. We can use combined heat and power plants, and the ashes from incinerator can be reused as a construction material. Multifaceted advantages. The final thought of waste energy transport nexus, it may help in many areas. For example, sustainable waste management, it includes energy recovery, less volume of waste, less landfilling. Environmental sustainability, reduction in fossil fuel driven carbon footprint, less methane emission and other greenhouse gases. Sustainable development goals, like climate action, air quality, urban sustainability, etc. In social sustainability include Climate Change Act, Net Zero Carbon Agenda, environmental legislation. In economic sustainability, fuel cost, carbon tax, etc. and others. It includes prolonged fossil fuel reserves, reduce environmental impact of cities, human health, etc. In summary, this nexus potentially has multi-dimensional benefits. These are the references. These are authors' contact details. You can write and email us regarding any query related to the presentation. Thank you for your attention. Any question, welcome.